We will now proceed with public hearing on House Bill 1683, sponsored by Representative Koenig. While he's coming up, I just want to make a quick announcement. Representative Burlison has a bill that's last today. I suspect that we will not have time to get to that. So if there's someone waiting to testify for that, I think you're safe in going ahead and leaving unless you want to stay for some of the other hearings. But it's been indicated to me that we will not get to that one today.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, we're starting with HB 1683.
I'm State Representative Andrew Koenig out of West St. Louis County. Thank you for allowing me to present House Bill 1683 today. What this bill does is, well, current law says that if you're a pharmacist, you can't administer a vaccination for people over the age of 12 years old, and you're limited to the flu, pneumonia, shingles, and meningitis. What this bill does is it would simply expand it to any vaccination that's on the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's adolescent adult immunization schedule, which is actually being passed around right now. Some of the vaccinations that we expanded to is HPV, your tetanus, MMR, hepatitis, just to name a few. It also changed the age limit from 12 years to 7 years. In order to be a licensed pharmacist in the state of Missouri, you're required to take 5 to 6 years of schooling at an accredited school of pharmacy. You have to take a multi-state pharmacy examination, an American pharmacy licensure examination, and in order to maintain your license, you have to have continuing education and renew your license 30 hours of continuing education. In order to administer vaccinations, you have to go through a training class specifically on immunization, and you're required to have certification to perform basic life support procedures. This is something that a wide range of states already do. There's over 25 states that already allow all vaccinations to be performed by pharmacists, and there's over 13 states that allow all ages, even though I do have an age limit of 7 on my bill. This would improve the health and well-being of the state by providing greater access to vaccinations. It would likely increase the percentage of Missourians actually getting vaccinated due to increased access. We have a situation in rural areas where there's limited access to doctors, so this would increase their access. In areas like St. Louis and Kansas City, many customers might be working, they might have 1 or 2 jobs, and might not want to go during 9 to 5 normal business hours. Many pharmacies provide these services after our hour and during weekends. My personal experience is I'm likely not to get a flu shot if it weren't for the fact I could just stop in a pharmacy and get one, and arrive anytime I want. So with that, I'll take my questions.
Questions for the bill sponsor? Seeing none, we'll proceed to witnesses that want to testify in support of it.
All right, first up, I need to call Adam Boone.
My name is Adam Boone. I'm a licensed pharmacist in the state of Missouri. I received my doctorate of pharmacy in 2011 from the St. Louis College of Pharmacy.
Please speak in the microphone so everyone can hear behind you.
And I'm speaking on behalf of the bill because it provides, like Representative King said, greater access for patients to vaccinations. He spoke about the limitations that pharmacists currently have in providing vaccines to their patients to meningitis, pneumonia, flu, and shingles. We are required by law to have a protocol with the doctor and the pharmacy before providing these vaccinations. So there is an oversight by doctors, by law and by rule, by the Board of Pharmacy. This bill would allow us to provide any vaccine that is CDC approved within the manufacturer and CDC guidelines, as long as the protocol enumerates these vaccines. So as you listed, if a protocol were to include Hep A and Hep B, we'd be able to provide those and generate a prescription without the primary care doctor submitting one to us. Any questions?
So I wasn't aware of the regulations that we have for parental controls before we had age 12, so 6 down to 7. But can you walk me through that real quickly? What does the parent need to sign off before they have vaccination? Is the parent permission?
I don't believe there are any requirements as far as parental oversight, no.
So a 7-year-old, 8-year-old could walk actually into the pharmacy and receive the vaccination for anything on the list without the parent?
I wouldn't think so.
Do you currently give immunizations at your pharmacy?
Correct.
And what type of things do you have set up as far as parental control there?
I don't know of any at this time. I would believe that you would have to have a parental guidance if you're under the age of 18, but I can't speak to that specifically.
I think so.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
Any further questions for this witness? Seeing none, thank you. Give someone else a call.
Next, Jackie Worley.
I'd like to remind everyone testifying, please fill out a witness form so that we know who you are and what you were here today.
Hi, thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Jacqueline Worley. I'm a pharmacist. I received my doctorate of pharmacy in May of 2012 from the University of Missouri, Kansas City. I'm here to show my support of this bill for many reasons and to address his question. I don't think he understood it correctly. We do have to have parental consent in order to administer a vaccine to someone under the age of 12. Even under the age of 18, you have to have consent to administer those vaccines.
That is our age 18.
They have to be 18 in order to be able to get that shot, and plus the 17 and under receive parental consent. So for many reasons, I support this bill, mainly just access to care. I have patients come in several times throughout the week and times either traveling or they have maybe a new grandbaby being born, and their child says, "Hey, Grandma, you need to go get that shot for the tetanus to protect this new grandbaby." So it's kind of challenging to be able to help my patients and provide them care when I have to move them down to provide that vaccine so that they can go visit their grandbaby every evening. Or if they're traveling on the weekend and I counsel them on medication that they might need for motion sickness, I said, "No, if you do get these vaccines, it will also protect you." And it's harder for us to be able to provide better care for them if I have to ask for a vaccine that I've been well trained in. I know how to administer. I can counsel them on side effects and other things that would be important in terms of traveling or what have you. So that's why we support that. Appreciate your consideration. Any questions?
Any questions for this witness? Seeing none, thank you. Do you have anyone else to call, Representative?
I'm sure there are other people, but
We'll open it up then to people who want to testify in support of HB 1683.
Hi, my name is Melody Sagley, and I've been a pharmacist for 33 years, and I'm my own pharmacist in Springfield, Missouri. And I'm here on behalf of the bill for the expansion of immunizations in Missouri. I just want to reassure everybody that we're highly trained to do this. We're qualified to do this, and we have a yearly mandate on the education specifically in immunizations. And we never administer an immunization without the direction of a physician. Everything is under the direction of a physician. The agreement we have, we make with our physician. We decide with the physician decides with us what we're going to administer. And even in this bill, that still has to be decided by the physician. We fill prescriptions under the order of a physician, and this is the same way this works. So we won't be making those decisions on our own. This will just allow us to do more. And we've got a lot of rural areas, especially, where we need to expand this. And I don't know if any of you guys follow the CDC website at all, but right now nationwide, it's really critical. Even the immunizations for influenza are way below acceptable levels in the healthcare providers. And in Missouri, since we've been immunizing, we haven't had any complaints about pharmacists doing this. We've done a good job, and we've been able to increase the number of people being immunized. And I'm sure many of you have stopped by your local pharmacy and gotten a flu shot. Many of you recognize the convenience of it, but the goal is to get the patient immunized. That's the bottom line here, to increase healthcare objectives in Missouri. And if you would look on the CDC website, you would also see that immunizations are way suboptimal in children. So that's why we've decided to ask for the expansion for the children. And sometimes in the low-income areas, we see an even greater increase in that. And a lot of independent pharmacies serve those people. And we can actually talk to them and say, hey, have you had your child immunized? Have you had this? And we can keep record of that in our pharmacy system. And we can sit there and say, you really need this. And we have a good relationship with most of our patients, and not everybody's going to do it, but I think it will increase the number of people being immunized. Any questions?
Thank you. Representative Linton.
Inquire. Thank you. Sorry.
No.
I actually like this bill. I think it's a good bill, but I do have a question. Is this a collaborative practice that you have?
We have a collaborative agreement with the physician.
I meant, yeah, an agreement with a physician.
And each immunization has to be listed that you are allowed to do. And after each immunization, we have to send paperwork over to the physician and to the primary care physician.
Okay, and are you under the Board of Healing Arts? I don't know that. I just want to know.
Board of Pharmacy.
Board of Pharmacy.
The physicians under the Board of Healing Arts.
No, that I know. I just didn't know who was going to be doing the laws on this.
Well,
Or the rule on this. Is it going to be under the Board of Healing Arts, or is it going to be under the Board of Pharmacy?
well, I think they have to each have their rule. I'm not sure that I can. The Board of Pharmacy has a rule about it. I know. They mandate to us what we can and cannot do, but they work with the Board of Healing Arts.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Representative Frank.
Just real quick. So you had mentioned that there is a decline within immunizations, and I'm just wondering, an opinion of what causes that. Is it a matter of access, or is it a matter of, there seems to be a bit of an underground movement within the internet, bringing up a lot of false facts. Is it that, or is it another matter? Why do you see decline is existing in the first place?
I don't know what the reason is. I know that the CDC states what they're working on, their major concerns. I would say that's a big concern. That's why we are there to educate people about why they need an immunization, because we do run across the fact that a lot of people believe that you get the flu from a flu shot, and we're there to explain to them that does not happen. And so we're kind of a voice of reason on that, and I would say that has a lot to do with it. Also, it costs money to go to the doctor and get a shot, and I don't know what the major drive for that is, but I would say that has something to do with it.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for testifying. We have a question from Representative Lance.
Just real briefly,
Proceed.
It's my understanding that all of the forms of insurance that a doctor would normally take are also accepted.
Yes. As a matter of fact, in our pharmacy, if a patient wants to know, say for example, if their shingle shot is covered, we will actually run a claim for them through their insurance company, let them know right up front if it's covered or not, and how much it will cost them. But that's a concern to some people, and a lot of people find out, well, I'm zero, I need to get that. And we're there to educate them why.
Thank you. Are there further questions for this witness? Seeing none, thank you, Melody, for your testimony. Are there any further witnesses in favor of the bill?
Jordan Turner on behalf of the Missouri Pharmacy Association. One quick question. We do have to jointly promulgate rules. When this bill was originally enacted, we actually jointly promulgated rules with the Board of Healing Arts. It took us several months, but the Board of Pharmacy, Board of Healing Arts have a very good working relationship, and that's what would be continued under this bill, except allowed for the expansion of additional immunizations to be administered in addition to what's already law.
Thank you for your testimony. Are there any questions for this witness? Seeing none.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, my name is David Overfelt. I'm the president of the Missouri Retailers Association, and we also want to go in favor for 1683 for our members that have pharmacies in. I also am submitting testimony from one of my national groups, chain drugstore groups, that has a lot of statistics and information in regards to the subject.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for this witness? Representative Gray, are you? Okay. Seeing none, thank you for your testimony. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify in favor?
Tammy Holiday, I'm actually turning this in for Susan Henderson Moore, and we're representing Hy-Vee, and we just want to go on record in support.
Great. Thank you for your testimony. Is there any questions for this witness? Seeing none. Mr. Larry, are you wanting to testify?
Oh, yeah. What bill are we on?
Any other witnesses in favor? Seeing none. Is there anyone here to testify against the bill? Seeing none. Is there anyone here to testify for informational purposes only? Seeing none. Thank you, Representative. That ends the hearing on House Bill number 1683. We will now hear testimony on before I get started on this, how many are here to testify in favor of House Bill 1842? How many are here to testify against 1842? Okay, we're going to, let me ask this question. House Bill 1824, how many are here to testify in favor of House Bill 1824? The next to the following bill, Representative Neely's bill, 1824. Okay? You're right. 1685. Representative Neely's bill. Okay. And against. Okay, we're going to continue with House Bill number 1842, Representative Frederick. Well, then we're going to go with Neely's. Is Representative Neely here?
Frederick is the next bill.
Thank you, Representative Frederick.